What's up internet, Kevin here, and tomorrow is the release of The Order 1886 from Ready at Dawn, one of the most advertised games from Sony to be exclusive for the PS4. Before picking it up tomorrow, I wanted to go over 5 things with you guys that make me either excited or really worried about how it's going to turn out, and things you should know before picking it up yourself. Number 1, setting. The Order 1886 takes place in the Victorian era, which is something that we've seen a lot of in books, graphic novels, film, TV, but not really in games, especially not at the AAA level. So fans of that genre, including myself, are really excited to finally see a game we can play that lets us explore that genre and tropes. The good news is too, it's not the last game to come out this year. We also have to look forward to Bloodborne in March, another PS4 exclusive, and presumably sometime near the end of the year, Assassin's Creed Victory. Number 2, Immersion. Now, just looking at previews and gameplay demos, it's pretty easy to tell that the game is really pretty. But more importantly is the fact that it uses really smooth transitions in and out of gameplay and cutscenes, which keeps the action moving and keeps you engrossed in the story. To add on to this, the developers have shown a clear obsession over minute details in the game, having a lot of attention paid to character, facial, and object animations, which helps to make the whole thing look a lot more realistic. Now, number 3 is either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are, and that's the fact that this is clearly Gears of Werewolves or Mustaches of War, whatever you want to call it. The point is, it's pretty clear that the game draws a lot of heavy influence from the core mechanics of the Gears of War series, which I'm personally a big fan of the earlier ones. I really like that approach to cover-based third-person shooting. The problem is, as shown by the later Gears of War games, the whole thing can become a lot more stale and repetitive if the game doesn't make use of constantly changing weapons, enemies, or just interesting level design. It can all get just a little too boring after a time. So which way this game goes, we just don't know yet. Now, getting onto the more negative points, number 4, it looks really railroady. Now, if you've watched any gameplay demos or seen any reactions from people that have played the demos, it's very clear that the game makes extensive use of QuickTime events, and a lot of the mission objectives are very heavily guided for you. Now, of course, some degree of linearity is to be expected in a third-person shooter that's focused on storytelling, but there's still certain degrees you can get away with, like giving players some options or letting them handle combat the way they want to. If the game tries to hold your hand too much, it's gonna feel less like you're playing the game and more like it's just telling you what to do and it's playing it for you. Now, appropriately at point number 5 is the fact that this game is apparently 5 freaking hours long. Based on a leaked playthrough that was posted on YouTube, it looks as though a player was able to get through the whole game start to finish in just 5 hours, which for a $60 game is bordering on ridiculous, especially considering the fact that it doesn't offer any form of multiplayer option, co-op, or competitive. Now, Ready at Dawn has tried to defend this stance by saying that that was a very straightforward playthrough focused on just beelining through the story's missions, and that if you actually take your time exploring the lore and taking your time with levels, it should be more like 10 to 15 hours, which very well could be true. But as a gamer, hearing that on a first playthrough you can get through the whole game with cutscenes in just 5 hours isn't exactly something to make you excited. Now, whether or not all this holds true with my actual experience with the game, I don't know yet. I'm picking it up tomorrow and I'll bring you guys my full review sometime early next week. Now, until then, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button, and if you're not a subscriber yet, hit that too. If you guys want to talk gaming, make sure to hit me up on Twitter at Kevin Kenson, and I'll see you guys next week with that full review.